In today's video, I'm continuing the series of how our body is talking to us and how we can listen and connect with it a bit more. And today I'm covering more about the energetics of our body and how we sense things energetically, but also how we connect energetically. So I'm continuing today part 3 of how our body communicates with us and with the world and with others around us. And I'll be covering the categories today, more energetic based, as well the proprioception or an inner sense. And so the categories will be the proprioception, inner sense, as well heart connection, energetic connection, and emotions. And I see those last 3 as kind of all mixed together. So I'll cover that in the end. And at the end, I will also offer up different somatic based modalities, which is somatics is your mind-body connection. And you can try out these different modalities to start actually getting more connected and more in tune with your body. So the first category is the inner sense and your sense of aliveness, which actually came from Eckhart Tolle. And he talks about as you're meditating to connect with your body and start to become aware of things in your body and the aliveness within your body. And this also connects to proprioception, your vestibular, and introception. Proprioception is knowing, like, my finger is here in space, and if you think right now about where your fingers are in space or where your body parts are in space, you have this knowing of where it is. You can just kind of feel they're there. That's proprioception. And then when you get to the vestibular, that's the movement of these things. Like if you start moving them and you're not even looking at them, you could still feel these parts moving in your body. And the Interception was what I talked about in part 1 of this video series of your body sensing. Like, am I hungry? What does my body need? And that awareness of, like what your body is wanting, needing. So with these things in mind, Eckhart Tolle, he probably didn't use these terms, but when you're meditating, when you're in that place, you can get a sense of your body, of you being alive, like an aliveness. And so I wanted to break this down a little bit more for you so that you have an awareness of like, oh yeah, I can sense where my body parts are. I can actually, start to attune to those things a little bit more. And like right now, if I said, where are your hips? Like if you think about it, can you actually feel them where they are? What is the surface you're sitting on? Can you feel that, like internally feel it and start to sense it? The next categories I'm putting a little bit together, but also separate, is the heart connection, the energetic connection, and emotions, because they're all connected in certain ways, but also separate categories, I feel. So the first one, the heart connection, is I'm talking about the energetic heart, which is your fourth chakra or your heart chakra, which is here at the center, your sternum or your breastbone here, and it's the center of your chest. And that, like, you can even just tap, your sternum, your breastbone, and just kind of know that location of where it is and visualize this opening up. And wherever your thoughts go, your energy flows. So if you visualize this or think about, okay, I'm opening up this area, it starts to open up. And the heart chakra or the heart, energy connection is one of our largest fields in our body for connecting and connecting with others and others around us. And so, like an example, and this one is relating to the energy connection as well. I lived in Brooklyn for a while, and I was sitting on the subway train, and I remember looking at this guy. It was a pretty empty train car, and there was a guy across from me, and he's sitting there reading a newspaper. But I remember just kind of feeling this calmness around him. And I was like, man, I would like to get to know this guy. Like, he seemed like he was just in a happy, calm place, and he was just sitting there reading his newspaper, But there was a presence about him and an energy about him that just felt so calm and nice that I was like, wow, yeah, I would really like to connect with this guy. So when I talk about the heart space, we can open up and we can visualize connecting to love, or even connecting to any emotion in us, into acceptance, into joy or happiness, you know, like a really higher vibration. Of course, you can connect to sadness and, you know, the lower vibrations, and you can then feel that kind of heaviness in your heart as well. Like if I think about sadness right now, I'll be like, oh, you know, and feel that in my heart. Versus love, like I want to expand and open up if I think about love. And if you have a difficulty, you know, going, oh, can I just think about love? It's like, think of a time when you really felt love, like maybe from a grandparent or for someone else. And for me, for years, it's been a struggle to be like, where have I felt love? Where I feel like I can give it out to others, but where have I actually felt it back in return? And what I then go to is a time when I was with friends where I really felt accepted, really felt like they saw me for who I was and they just accepted me for being me. And in that time, to me, that was like a form of love, of like, there's no conditions on this, you know, and that's what I knew was conditional type love. But I share that story as connecting to an image or a time when you really felt love, and then you can connect into your heart space and go, okay, in the heart, how does that feel? What do I notice? What do I feel in the heart? And that heart awareness is so much more powerful than our thoughts. So getting attuned to that heart awareness, you will start to attune more with things around you in the world. And again, it's an energetic type thing, and the emotions as well is energetic. And another story, I'll step into the energetic connection here as well. Another story was also when I was, you know, commuting on the subway trains, and I was coming home one night and coming in from Manhattan to Brooklyn, and I remember actually many times this happened, you know, where I would suddenly, the train doors would open and you would step in, and it was like palpable energy of just like, oh, I don't want to be in here, you know? And you could just feel the tension in the train car, you know, and it's like, oh, what is going on? Like right away, you just feel this energy and this tension, and it's like, oh, what the hell is going on here, you know? And yeah, and then like I would find a seat, or I would, you know, be standing, you know, someplace, whatever it was, and then I would notice, oh, there's someone yelling at someone else, you know, and it's like, so the entire train car is just like, like I'm stuck here with this crazy person yelling at this other person, you know, this poor person that happens to be their, you know, attack. Now, it was just verbiage. It's just words that they were saying. It wasn't like an actual fight that was, you know, breaking out. But still, it created that tension in the car in every single person. Or not every person, I mean, probably most of them. But that was then this palpable feeling, and that you would step into. And other times too is you might step into a room and be like, whoa, this place feels dead, or this place feels, you know, like it just has this overall feeling in the room that you're stepping into. And that is energy that you're, you know, picking up on, and emotions that you're picking up on. So I wanted to play with this really quick as well, of like just tapping your hands, taking a minute and tapping your hands. And as you do that, you can kind of tap all around, tap, tap, you know, and feel it. And then when you get to a certain point, just place your hands together. And then if you start very subtly pushing in or pulling away, like, do you notice there's like some kind of pressure point, you know, feeling the pressure between your hands? And that helps to give you some awareness of the energy field that is around you. And you can play with this in different ways, you know, like tapping other parts of your body and then feeling like, oh, you know, do I notice this energy here? Like, how do I sense this? It's a very subtle pressure, and kind of like when you put your hand on the top of a surface of water and you push through that water, you feel just a very subtle difference in that pressure. So that can help give you a little bit of sense of the energy field that's around you. And the last category is emotions, which I already touched on a bit, of it being energetic and you feeling it like in the heart with love, and then also energy of, you know, the room and how you sense it and feel it. And the emotions as well is also like telling you something. Like if you're triggered by something, you know, someone says something to you and you attack back, you just react and you attack back, that is an emotional thing coming up, but also a condition that you have from past, you know, something that you react with because that's how you learned as a child or at some age to take care of yourself. That's how you learn to protect yourself. And so I don't see emotions as a bad thing, but an awareness, and it helps make you aware of what is it that you really need inside, a deeper, you know, awareness of what's going on. And so I talk about triggers, but then there can also be just you're in, you know, different moods, or you're in, you know, different emotions as you go throughout your day. And you can just tap into, how am I feeling right now? What's going on? And you can play with what it is that you're feeling throughout the day, and you can change them, you know? So it's like, oh, I'm noticing that I'm feeling kind of sad right now. And it's hard to just go, oh, I'm switching out of sad, you know? But what does it need? What does that sadness need in you? Like, oh, I'm feeling like I don't have connection with others right now, so I actually need to possibly reach out and talk with someone. You know, so if you can become aware of the feelings that you're in, you can start to shift those things as well. So I quickly covered these different categories, and I feel that they're just very quick little snippets of these are ideas that you can look into or you can start becoming aware of in yourself. I'll do some more videos that go more in depth into each of these so that you can have more of an understanding or even find ways to start connecting with these things in this communication from your body, and connecting with it more in yourself as well. And finally, the different somatic modalities, like you can actually start doing classes that help you start getting connected, more connected with your mind-body connection. You can look up, you know, somatics and see, you know, what is out there, what is offered, but other things that you can look into as well as there is Alexander technique, Feldenkrais, Franklin method, tapping, focusing. There's also Hana somatics. And if you want to get more energetic based, there's also Tai Chi and Qigong, and as well body mind centering. And then there are probably more, so feel free to, you know, share some in the dialogue boxes below. There's also different modalities within yoga and Pilates, and it will depend on the instructor as well of how much they really do a mind-body connection. And I've found a lot of times, like I like doing Pilates, and especially the ones that really focus, like really spend time focusing in your body and connecting, rather than doing just a full-on workout, you know. So you can find them, they are out there. You just have to try, you know, and look around a little bit. Again, I'll do some more videos getting more in depth. So I'm AmyC with You Finding You. I'm an intuitive and transformational coach. And I help individuals step into awareness, into connecting more with themselves and really becoming who they truly, truly want to be in themselves. So in the dialog box below, I have visualizations that help you step into your worth. As well, if you are enjoying and getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe button below. And thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.